Yeah, so as Nancy mentioned there, we're coming off of two great wins against one of the tougher weekends in the ACC with our travel partners, Florida State on Friday and then Miami on Sunday. Miami was senior day, and as a first-year head coach, I've been here plenty of years, but as a first-year head coach, learned a few things about coming out strong and just kind of, we talked about, call it the riffraff. So don't let the riffraff get in the way of this match. And I thought we came out kind of flat and really just not our identity. Like we just did not play our game in the first couple of sets, and Miami played excellent, and so we were chasing them the whole match, and we had been up 2-1 in every fifth set that we've played, and this time we went down 0-2, and had a good moment at the break where we talked about the fact that we're going to have to play a fifth set match or 5-set match. We're going to have to win a fifth set, and this is it's never going to feel easy, and it certainly didn't feel easy. So we were excited to get that win. Lost in that was the Florida State match on Friday was very, very tight. It was a 4-gamer, but that was a great win as well. And Peyton Peterson stepped up in both matches and did a great job offensively. Then we got some great contributions off the bench against Miami as well. And then, as Nancy said, we're heading to Georgia Tech and Clemson, which Georgia Tech is, I think, probably the loudest sports stadium maybe in the world. They do the decibel meter. It's a very small gym where they bring their whole band, and it's the only match I pack earplugs, and I coach in earplugs usually in that match. Because it is absolutely deafening. So it's a great home court advantage, a great environment. And then Clemson's got a brand new gym that the first year that they've been using it on Sunday. Should be a fun match as well.
Nice to get the 5-set thing out of the way.
So yeah, I asked my boys when I got home if they had a stuffed animal monkey, and so they gave it to me, and I brought it. And the girls will see when they come in, I put it on the door because it's off our back, and it's so it's sitting on the door now as you walk in the gym. But I also think too with those things, it's like if you trust your style of play and you trust your identity of your team, it's like some of those things are just anomalies. And it was unfortunate we were 0-4 in 5-set games, but we knew we'd win one. We knew we'd be all right. And so it was nice to get that proverbial monkey off of our back, and we kind of make light of it. I think things become more than they are if you let them. And so for us, it was just we trust our identity and who we are, and doing the quote unquote reverse sweep was pretty gratifying. So
kind of want to follow up on that a little bit. How much could it be a kind of a blessing in disguise to get one of those the 5-set match wins?
Yeah, I think a couple weeks ago after the SMU and Pitt 5-setters, I remember sitting here saying like I don't want to go 5, but I can't wait till we go 5 because we just instead of letting things chase us, we want to chase them back. So we weren't itching to drop sets to go 5, but we were really looking forward to the opportunity to win a 5th set. Like that's what we looked at it as, like, oh, what a great opportunity to win a 5th set. You have to get to one to win it. It's not always pretty the way you get to one. Once you get to it, we were really excited to go attack it and win it. Came out great. Everybody pushes back in the 5th. Miami pushed back towards the end, but I thought we were really poised in how we finished it.
How gratifying to get a victory when you're going against somebody that has a performance like that. I mean, it was pretty wild how many kills she just kept over and over. And for you, though, what was different after, when you see that, how do you prepare for it?
Well, you got to have a lot of different solutions to some tough problems. So that's a player like Miami has. Earlier this year we had, Pitt's right side went for 41. That was the highest I think I'd ever seen. And we're not trying to set records to let people get more and more, but that record's been broke with I think 43 kills from Miami. But we've always held to the fact that Louisville, and we've had a lot of success doing that, is it's really hard to win big when you get small. And when you get small is you kind of just look at one player to get you over the hump. That works in hoops, that works in some other sports, but in volleyball, typically, it's not a great recipe for sustained success. Now, again, we've been on the other end of some of those matches, but at Louisville, we very rarely fallen into that where we just rely on one player. So again, Miami, their outside was unbelievable. 43 kills. Again, I think 41 this year was the highest I'd ever seen, and that was broken. So for us to prepare for that, we ended up bringing Reese Robbins in, who, what a great story that is. Reese hasn't played a ton this year. She is one of the best teammates, just best competitors. She hasn't missed a day of practice. Not one day would you ever look at Reese and be like, oh, she's not playing as much, so she's kind of packing it in. And so that moment that she had where I really feel like Reese flipped the match. I feel like she won the match for us. We sub her in. The one rotation we subbed her in, they had set Miami that Flo Marie, they had set her every single ball in that rotation, and it's a great matchup for them. It was her versus Chloe Chacoin, who's a shorter blocker, and she was kind of having her way and said, well, let's give Reese a run. Very first time we did it, they set away from her. They had set her every single ball, so just Reese's presence completely changed their game plan. We got an offensive opportunity out of that. Next time around, they said, okay, we'll try it, and Reese stuffs her. And they said, okay, we'll try it again, stuffed her again. And Then after they finally scored, you don't normally do this, but I took a timeout right after that, and it was, I think, 24-17, and Reese comes running off, and I was like, Reese, you need to slow down. This timeout's for you. Like, you need to enjoy this. Like, you have flipped this match. And so I wanted to give her and the crowd and everybody an opportunity to kind of just process what had happened there. And again, I feel like she was the pivot point of the match.
It was Kara's senior day, and she had half of Fort Wayne there. But I think she really showed out against. I mean, she was a presence yesterday.
Yeah, and for a fifth year, you want to feel like you're kind of a finished product, or you're poised, and you just kind of play your matches. But she's still learning and growing, as is the coaches and everybody on our team. And for Kara, that was an important match for. She didn't come out hot. She came out, and I think after the first set, she might have been hitting negative, maybe one kill, which very, very poor numbers for what she typically does. And then she's able to work her way through that. Nate trusts her throughout the match, continues to get her going, and then she finishes in double-digit kills and hits 350. So I thought for Kara, especially for senior night, it was extra special to see her kind of have that rough start and right the ship and be a big reason that we were able to win that match. It was a cool senior day moment for her. And yeah, half of Fort Wayne was there. I think it was about 5% of our ticket sales was all Cressies.
Talk about maybe some of the things that happened over the weekend within the conference. Pitt went down to Stanford, so that also helps you and your team to, we have to win. You have to win out, but that did help a little bit, I think.
Yeah, so we can only control the matches we can play, and Georgia Tech is our most important. The first point of that is the first thing on Friday is the most important thing we're focused on. But yeah, we certainly got some help. I mean, once we beat Miami, that SMU Stanford game happened after ours, and we were sitting in second place. Well, SMU took care of Stanford on the road, gave them their second loss along with Pitt, so we find ourselves tied for first place in the conference. Us, Pitt, and Stanford all have 2 losses. It's kind of funny, as you stay in college athletics, the longer I do this, it's like you can kind of tell in detail. I talk in losses in the conference, not really in wins. Your wins are kind of like you remember in great detail your losses, and you learn from those. And it's really interesting within the conference. It's 2 losses at the top for the top 3 teams. I also think there's a bunch with 3 losses behind us with UNC, SMU now, who's probably the hottest team in the conference. So really anything can happen. The nice thing too is that we do play both Pitt and Stanford, the other 2 first-place teams. We have an unbalanced schedule, and we get some grief for the ACC sometimes. We don't have an ACC tournament. Well, we pretty much have an ACC tournament. So the top of the conference is all playing each other, and we'll figure it out on the court, which is really cool.
Just one last question. Just give a quick scouting report on Florida State. I'm sorry, in Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. So Georgia Tech, again, their facility is one of the toughest places to play. It's the loudest facility I've ever been a part of for an athletics contest, regardless of the sport. They had a great right side who's been down with injury. I don't think is going to be available for the match. But earlier in the year, when they were at full strength, they were able to take out Purdue, who's clearly a top 10 team. They're able to beat them at Purdue. Since then, they've had to lean a little bit more on a true freshman on the left side, who's pretty fantastic. Reminds me a little bit of Charity Looper, a little bit undersized, but kind of flies. And they've always been heavy offense. They've got, like you mentioned earlier, a great coaching staff that they always play with such passion. And honestly have some similarities to Miami, where I thought Miami was just about scoring points, and they were aggressive. They were attacking with everything they did. Georgia Tech presents a lot of the same challenges. Thanks, everybody, and a huge week. I forgot to mention at the beginning, but huge week for all of Louisville athletics. So I felt such pride to be a part of Louisville athletics last week. It was cool. I had FOMO at the soccer game too. I was watching on my phone. I saw Pat Kelsey rush the field, and our student manager Cole was there, and a few of our girls. But congratulations to Karen playing on Thursday against Kansas and Lawrence. Men's cross country got an at-large. Obviously, men's hoops had a huge win against Kentucky. And I think Pat Kelsey said it best. I think it goes for all sports. He's like, who wouldn't want to play here? I think that's pretty cool for Louisville athletics this week and moving forward. So appreciate y'all. Go Cards.